to our inaugural commencement ceremony for the Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. To preserve the dignity of the ceremony, we ask that you please turn off your cell phones and all other electronic devices. We have an official photographer taking pictures as each graduate crosses the stage. The proofs will be emailed for later purchase in approximately 1 week. May we request that you allow each one of the graduates of the class of 2015 their moment of recognition in as dignified a manner as possible. We thank you for not detracting from the dignity of the ceremony or creating any action which interferes with the ceremony or graduation site. Individuals who cannot comply with this request will be asked to leave the premises. We earnestly request that you refrain from individual demonstrations of enthusiasm for your particular graduate and instead join us all at the end of the presentation of diplomas with a strong show of pride and congratulations. Thank you for demonstrating your support for these graduates by giving this ceremony the dignity and honor it richly deserves.
Buenas noches, damas y caballeros. Los graduados de la clase de 2015 les damos la bienvenida a nuestra ceremonia de graduación y quisiéramos rogarles que nos permitan disfrutar de este momento de reconocimiento en la forma más digna posible. Les pedimos que no lleven al lugar donde se celebra la graduación artículos que podían disminuir la solemnidad de la ceremonia o que pudieran generar cualquier acción que interfiera con la misma. A las personas que no puedan responder a esta solicitud se les pedirá que abandonen el local. Les rogamos encarecidamente que se abstengan de hacer demostraciones individuales de entusiasmo por su graduado particular y que se unan a todos nosotros al concluir la presentación de los diplomas en una gran expresión de orgullo y felicitaciones. Les agradecemos su apoyo a nuestros esfuerzos por proporcionar a nuestra ceremonia la dignidad y el honor que tanto merece.
Will I be in your way if I stand up doing a couple blocks? Okay, I won't get up then. I just won't get up.
You may be seated. Welcome, honored guests, dignitaries, members of our faculty and staff, parents, families, friends, and graduates. It is an honor to welcome all of you to our inaugural commencement ceremony. My name is Monica Beckles, and I am the Registrar of Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Brandon Fulford, your student government.
I would ask everyone at this time to please rise and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Gentlemen, please kindly remove your caps for the pledge. After we recite the Pledge of Allegiance, our national anthem will be sung by our very own Vivid Harmony. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And bright stars
Thank you. You may be seated. Gentlemen, you may replace your caps.
I now ask that you please give a warm welcome to the most spirited principal in Miami-Dade County, the principal.
Good evening, Ram Nation. My name is Martin Reed, and I am the very proud principal of Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. We are all honored to be here this evening in celebration of our very first graduation for Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. At this time, I would like to introduce our platform guests. Please stand and be recognized as your name is called. The Honorable Dr. Lawrence S. Feldman, Vice Chair, School Board of Broward County. Dr. Alberto M. Carvalho, Superintendent, Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Ms. Valentina G. Brown, Deputy Superintendent. Ms. Barbara A. Mendozabo, Regional Superintendent, South Region Office. Mr. Stefan L. Cohn, Assistant Superintendent, Academic Support, Office of Academics, as well as School Operations. Dr. David K. Moore, Assistant Superintendent, Academic Support, Office of Academics and Transformation. Mr. James Hodge, Administrative Director, South Region Office. Ms. Lucy Iteray, Administrative Director, South Region Office. Mr. Leonard J. Ruan, Administrative Director, South Region Office. Ms. Janice Farrell, Assistant Principal, Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. And Mr. Robert Morales, Assistant Principal, Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. We also have several distinguished guests in our audience this evening. As we call you out, please stand and be recognized, and we're only talking about the Mays Alumni Association. Before I invite Dr. Feldman to bring greetings to us, I would like to give you a bit of background information on his many accomplishments, as well as his generous support and service to the students of Miami-Dade County. Dr. Feldman was elected to office in August 2008 and is currently serving his second term in office. During his 40 years of service to Miami-Dade Public Schools, he worked in the education community as a special education teacher, assistant principal, and regional director throughout the diverse communities of Miami. Dr. Feldman's expertise and experiences in the areas of public education, innovative educational models, budget and facilities management, organizational and systemic reform guided his work as a senior member of several foundations and university teams, including Harvard University's Graduate Schools of Education International Network of Principal Centers for 20 years. Currently, Dr. Feldman serves on various national, state, and local organizations and boards, including, but not limited to, the Council on Great City Schools, the Greater Florida Consortium of School Boards, the Florida School Board Association, the Florida High School Athletic Association, the Zoological Society of Florida, and the Miami-Dade Defense Alliance Joint Affairs Committee. He received both his BA in elementary education and Master of Education in Special Education from the University of Florida and his PhD in Educational Leadership, Systemic Reform from the Union Institute and University in Cincinnati, Ohio. I am pleased to introduce our school board representative, vice chairman of the school board of Miami-Dade County Public Schools, Dr. Lawrence S. Feldman.
Let me see. Jeez, time's up already. Good evening, class of 2015. This is about you. So whenever you hear something so exciting that just gives you goosebumps, or you're so proud of it, or you're happy, you can cheer. It's okay. You already have it. I still look at those little red things. You've got it. We're good. Just no hat throwing. Just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you a couple numbers, and I want to see if this means anything to you. 1951, 1953, 1969, 2015. So let me tell you what that is. 1951, Mays was first started. 1953 was the very first graduating class. 1969, the last graduating class of a senior high school. And thanks to the Alumni Association and our superintendent, Dr. Carvalho, in 2015 is the first senior high class of 2015 from Mays Conservatory. Now that is a lot to be proud of. It's a lot to be proud of. And so I'm going to divert just a little bit when we talk about pride, just for a minute, and bear with me. You see, in this country, pride comes in many ways. We're proud of our students, and we're proud for those young men and women who decide to go into the military to save lives and to protect our freedoms. And right now, throughout this entire world, we have young men and young women in uniform all over protecting us so that we could be here. Sometimes, unfortunately, they don't come home. If you would just take a moment in your own way to say a little prayer or a moment of silence, meditation for them, so that hopefully they can all come home to their loved ones rather soon. I would appreciate it. Thank you. Do we have any retired armed forces veterans here, or do we have any active armed forces, or do we have any students that are joining the armed forces? Because if any of you are, please stand so we can appropriately recognize you and say thank you to you. There you go, right there. 2, 3, 4. All right, you know, this day is here because you have everyone around you upstairs and in the back. And they have supported you, they've loved you, they've cared for you. And equally important are the people who are sitting over here and over there, all these men and women that you've seen every day for 4 years. These are your teachers. They've brought you a great deal of knowledge. They've helped mold you. They've given you a sense of purpose, dedication. They've seen your heart. They've seen your courage. They've seen you happy. They've seen you sad. And yet they sit by you, they sit behind you, they sit to engulf you in the greatest school that we have in Dade County, in the conservatory of Mays Conservatory of the Rams, the class of 2015, ladies and gentlemen, which you will soon be, which you are now, sorry. Would you please thank your teachers? Go ahead, stand up and thank your teachers. Do something. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the staff members that make a difference in this school system. Actually, if you all sit down, if I was not as nervous as you were, I would have said the teacher should have stood up. But I'm going to let that be someone else who is not as nervous as I. I'm nervous why? I'm nervous because 5 years ago, a number of us with the superintendent stood in front and we listened. And when the communities asked, can you? And they said, will you? We said, we shall. Will you bring back a sense of pride and dignity to the Mays area? Will you give us a chance to be the new world of the South? Will you give our students the perspective of what it's like to be the best of the best of the best? And we have, and you have, and every one of you have delivered in your support. And so what you have in front of you are the best class of 2015. This happens to be my 25th graduation these last 8 days, 10 days. And this one brings me such joy. It brings me such deep emotion that if every one of you would have been my children, I couldn't be any more proud than I am of my own 2 girls. What you have accomplished in 4 years is unbelievable. I watched you perform 2 weeks ago. The drama, the music, the singing, the chorus, the theater. You all have achieved more than anyone had thought, except for you. You knew you could do it. You knew you had it in you all the time. And all we did was to open up the door and give you opportunity and access. And you proved it right. You never have to say no. You never have to be afraid. You never have to be questioned. You know who you are. You know what drives you, and you know what you've overcome to get here today. You know how tough it is. You know those obstacles sometimes of hatred, jealousy, but they didn't stop you. They didn't stop you because you have integrity. You have integrity and character. And every day that you go to school, you prove that. You prove that in your artistry, and you prove that in your academics. And we are just so very proud of you. Ladies and gentlemen, when you go away to school, which 100% of you are doing, don't let anyone define who you are. You look in that mirror and you say, man, I did this. They gave me the hardest classes. They gave me the toughest schedule. They gave me the performing arts. They gave me the singing. They gave me the crew. They gave me the lighting, whatever it was, and I did it. You never have to question your ability again. You may question your desire, but never your ability. For you are the best class of 2015. So let me leave you with 2 things, two quick things that sometimes we forget. The first one is continue to challenge yourself. Okay? Don't be afraid to take risks. Take them calculated. Think about them, think of the consequences, and if they are the kind of risks that go along with your ethics, your morals, and your desires to change this world, do it. It's worth it. It's worth it. There is no failure. There is no excuse for not doing it. You will change us. You will fix the world. The second thing is I learned from my daughter. It's all about relationships. You know, relationships between you, your parents, you with each other. It's about relationships, and everything you do, no matter what happens, it's how you relate to someone else or they to you. My daughter's a professional rock climber, and she was teaching me one day that when you climb and you first start, you get a pair of rock shoes and you put them on so that they're very comfortable. But every time you climb and you have to change your shoes because they're worn out, you have to get a half a size smaller and smaller and smaller. And so that by the time you are accomplished and you're in a 12.8 route, you might have a size shoe that's that's 2 sizes too small for your foot, but yet it molded to your foot. It became one with you. You're going to be in relationships your whole life. They will stretch just like your shoes. They will develop because of you. You must give it time. You must give it understanding. You must give it your attention. You must learn to communicate because at the end of the day, there's only family. And look around you. All these folks have developed a relationship with each and every one of you. They are your family. We are your family. We are there for you when you need us. We are there. You are the best. I'm going to sit down because I'm very nervous and I don't want to cry because I know what this means and I miss my girls. And I really just, ladies and gentlemen, that's meaning our graduates. I am just so honored and privileged to stand here in front of you and to say thank you for allowing me to be part of your family. For you are the best. You are the class of 2015. God bless you all.
Thank you, Dr. Feldman. It is truly an honor to welcome our next speaker. He is leading the nation's fourth largest school system, serving a diverse population of over 340,000 pre-K through adult education students. He is a nationally recognized expert on educational reform, as well as an outspoken advocate for high-quality education for all students. Recently, he was named the National Superintendent of the Year. Please welcome to the podium Dr. Alberto M. Carvalho, Superintendent of Miami-Dade County Schools.
Principal Reed, Mr. Vice Chair of the School Board, Dr. Feldman, our fantastic Deputy Superintendent of Schools, Ms. Valentina Brown, Regional Superintendent Directors, distinguished platform guests, parents, family members, one of the most fantastic, persuasive, full of advocacy alumni association anywhere in Miami-Dade, and last but not least, the fantastic and first, for the rest of your lives, first graduating class of the Conservatory of the Arts, Polly Mays, Conservatory of the Arts. Tonight is your night. Congratulations. It is a fantastic evening tonight. Before there was a conservatory, there was Arthur and Polly Mays, and I think our duty here, a number of years back, was to bring back a magical moment, to give birth once again to something that once was, and there was no reason as to why it shouldn't be again. So today we are celebrating the present and the future, and at the same time honoring the distinguished past. And anytime we have a chance to do that, we have done something good for all of us, for our community, for culture, for tradition, for history. Today is indeed a special day. I decided to walk in with the students because I wanted to be one with you. I wanted to observe closely and listen to your words and to your pride as we walked into this fantastic venue. And then I wanted to stand up here and observe you filing into this auditorium and assume your rightful place in your seats. And here are some of the things that I noticed. Number one, I noticed a great deal of pride. If you speak with Brandon, it is all about pride. He knows where he's going. He knows the fantastic actor that he is and that he's going to continue to be, with always great hair, no doubt. If you listen to Ernisha, you sense not only tradition, but pride, incredible intellect and drive, persuasion. She's got it all. She has it all. This is the present. This is our future. They are your student leaders. But then I noticed something peculiar after I was on stage. I saw young men coming in to this auditorium. No doubt today with a little bit more air in your chest. Maybe because you're acting up a little bit. Maybe because you feel strong, you feel that tonight is your night. Maybe because you have the perfect audience. But I saw that you were carrying yourselves with a different stride, a different type of look. You know, that top button of your shirt about to pop, so much air inside those lungs. Probably faces a little bit cleaner shaved than usual. For no doubt you shall be greeted with many kisses from family and friends, maybe the girlfriend, or the boyfriend. And then I saw young ladies coming in today with perfect poise, beautiful, intelligent, smart. And no doubt today you probably spent a little bit more time in front of the mirror yourselves, putting on the little last mascara and the longest eyelashes in the history of mankind. Actually, the only thing longer than the eyelashes are the heels tonight. See, the Alumni Association is saying, yes, it wasn't like that in my day. Things have changed, haven't they? And inasmuch as things change, the good things should stay the same. And the spirit and the tradition and the history of this great school remains the same. We shall protect that. But I was remarking on the way you walked in, and it struck me that you carried with you the tradition, the history, all the dignity, the passion and compassion that you're known for. And inasmuch as today, this last journey, this short walk, was walked by you, by yourselves, on your own 2 feet, there were many other journeys prior to this one, when somebody was with you literally. They pushed you, they pulled you, sometimes they actually carried you. First, your parents, they have loved you from the very first moment your heart began to beat and your eyes opened and the breath of God inspired life in your soul. Then they did their part, continued to do their part, but they passed the baton to the most inspired and inspirational teachers anywhere in the country. And they continued the journey with you and for you, sometimes carrying you. They have taught you. They have fashioned you and molded you into perfect beings. Individuals who can write, who can broadcast, who can act, who can sing, who can compose. You are it. But I gotta ask you to do me a favor. If you are a young man, I need you to look to the left and to the right and meet eyes with a beautiful lady amongst the crowd there, about to graduate with you. And then I want you to look back and stare at their fathers. And then I want you to reason with me on this. Today, and for the rest of your lives, you shall respect not only these ladies, but every woman in your life, for they are somebody's daughter. Now, young ladies, please do the same. Look to your left, to your right. Find an attractive young man, meet eyes with him, and then look back at your own fathers. And understand that to get respect, you need to demand respect today and for the rest of your life. I had a chance of reading some of your bios, and I know that some of you have overcome incredible adversity and challenges, obstacles to get here. I also know that for many of you, this is a first in your family. Maybe the first to graduate high school, maybe the first to go to college, maybe both. You need to understand that the parents who are here with you today, mom, dad, mommy, papi, even abuelita, understand that they made huge sacrifices to get you this far. For you to walk across this stage, they had to dream, they had to sacrifice, often even leaving their own homes, their countries, to seek a better opportunity. You shall live your lives with dignity, inspired by God, but lived through your own personal design. As you do so, you shall honor your families, your community, your country, your flag, your God. That you shall do. You shall live two lives, your own life and the life that perhaps your parents or grandparents should have lived had they had the same opportunity you've been given. You shall live lives of respect, responsibility, and restraint. You shall live every day to the fullest, never ever leaving anything off the field. You shall play every day. You shall dance every day. You shall love, be respectful of self and every living thing around you. You're going to inherit a world that is not devoid of trouble or need. A world that in fact is fraught with war and famine, oppression and lack of opportunity. Sometimes right here at home, sometimes abroad. There is war in the Sudan in Africa, discord in the Middle East. There is need for rebuilding in Haiti and political oppression in Cuba. There are seas that are rising and deserts that are getting drier. All these things you know, and to tell you the truth, these are not problems of your own making. Quite frankly, my generation, generations before mine, created these problems. But the solutions for these problems shall be yours. You may face at some point in your future life situations where the need of those around you is so great that you may not know where to start first. Follow Mother Teresa's advice. When faced with many in need, start with the one closest to you in greatest need. Hug them, love them, teach them, help them. Elevate them above your own humanity, for that shall dignify you. And when you're done with him or her, go on to the next one. For the infectious power of good is phenomenal. Be the change you want to see in the world, as Gandhi said. Walk the talk. Be different than those who overpromise and underdeliver. You shall be the righteous and rightful people who do good. Don't just dare to be on the right track. You must move, lest you be hit by the train. You shall live a life of action. You see, life does not come with a remote control. You actually have to get up and change it for the better. There is no button to fix that. And by the way, you cannot rewind it and do it over. You have to think thoughtfully about every word and every action. So my friends, let me leave you with the pronouncement of a philosopher, a young philosopher, whose words and thoughts impacted me, and maybe you know who this person is. Ferris Bueller. You see, Ferris said that life passes you by very quickly. If you don't pay attention, you may just miss it. Do not miss a single second, a minute, an hour of your precious lives. You are not here to waste them. You're here to fulfill a dream, a reality that belongs to you and only you. You shall not put your destiny in somebody's hands. You shall drive your own vehicle of opportunity. You shall bid hope with it, not only for you, but for those around you. And if you do these things, trust me, you shall become perhaps the greatest generation of Americans that ever lived. The generation that will find a cure for cancer. The generation that will write a perfect playwright. The generation that will win 1, 2, 3, 4 Oscars. The generation that will bring peace to the Middle East, irrigate the deserts. The generation that will free Cuba. Perhaps the generation that will elect the first woman president of the United States of America. And if for a second you believe that that is not possible, let me prove you wrong. From the impossible to the inevitable, there's nothing but belief, skill, and will. Believe that there is no mountain too high, no valley too low, no ocean too deep, or wall too thick that you cannot get through and overcome. Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't, you shall not, you must not. For you are the can generation. Secondly, skill for knowledge is important, and you have been well trained by the very best. And then will. And I leave you with this. Will. Will represents the courage to do that which is right. Not that which appears to be right, or seems right, or is comfortable for me. That which is right. And when is the right time to do the right thing? Every time is the right time to do the right thing. For whom shall you do the right thing? Not only the one with title, power, or protocol, you shall do the right thing for all, particularly the small, the defenseless, the fragile, the often ignored. For unlike the old adage that says that the devil is in the details, God is in the big picture and in all small things. You shall respect it. God bless the class of 2015.
Thank you, Dr. Cavallo. Now please help me welcome the senior class president, Ms. Ernisha Durvillas.
I'm kind of nervous, I'm a little emotional right now. I'm trying not to cry. It's okay, girl. I'm about to cry. To the distinguished platform guests, ladies and gentlemen, and to the class of 2015,
Good evening, my name is Ernisha Darvillis. I am Senior Class President of Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory's first graduating class. I am honored to be standing before distinguished guests, dignitaries, parents, family, and most importantly, my fellow peers who have successfully persevered with me throughout this year and severe case of senioritis. Throughout our lives, we've been told to have a clear-cut plan, a plan we'd follow in detail to achieve a common goal, graduation. Much like a GPS, we put in one destination with the intent to follow its course without disruption. Life is an ongoing journey that doesn't always take you on a straight path. Despite the potholes, temporary lack of motivation, breakdowns, and constant rerouting, in the end, you always end up to where you're meant to be. I believe we spend most of our teenage years either avoiding mess-ups because we believe having it all together perfectly meant we were an adult, or hiding mistakes because they made us feel inadequate. But in reality, it's those very moments that allow us to learn, grow, and truly value the meaning of being an adult. High school was no different. Even though freshman year is now a blur, what I do remember was the feeling of it all. When you first walked through those corridors, you were either vulnerable with a survival plan or well acquainted with those sitting next to you. We were so naive, small talks became the foundation for new friendships and work towards rekindling others. While words and phrases like best friend, I love you, and I don't know became second nature. We became so wrapped up in our 3-day relationships, social status, best friends, and the idea of running a school, we drifted away from the road itself. Sophomore year rolled around, and we vowed we learned from our mistakes and focused more in school. Some felt the need to buckle down and make up for lost time, while others thought the 2 years quickly approaching would be as smooth as the previous one. Junior year was a year of realization, when suddenly being the loudest or the most well-known seemed so dumb in comparison to being the one who tried. It was the year some of us matured quicker than those we deemed best friends, and I accept the fact that our goals were so different that if the relationship wasn't building us up, it was breaking us down. It was the year we quickly had to realize who would take the back seat or who would become mere reflections in our back mirrors. College or post-life high school in general became too close. We abruptly had to know what we wanted to do with our lives. There was no time for sightseeing or letting the wind blow in our hair. We took AP exams, ACTs, and SATs for the first time, and upon seeing our scores, got a clue that maybe, just maybe, we would talk less in class and listen more. Time flew, and senior year was something personal for all of us. It's been a prolonged year of reflection and a stark contrast of who we were 3 years ago. We met people, we tried things, some we swore we never would do again, and other things we would take to our graves. Okay. We grew bigger minds, smaller wallets, grad bash, shade, but most importantly, we evolved. We became more comfortable with being in the driver's seat. I know everyone says that they dreamt of this moment since they were kids, or whenever you realized you were just tired of high school. Like I did, okay. Personally, I couldn't see myself up here years prior. Although I did write my first draft of my speech freshman year, I had no clue that this moment would actually happen. To be standing here representing you is humbling, and a constant reminder that no matter how ridiculous a goal we set for ourselves. Come on. It may absolutely become a reality. It wasn't easy getting here. There were days we cried because we got lower grades than expected, got mad at words of encouragement like putting money in our pockets. Days we got school late and prayed Miss Farrell wasn't waiting for us at the door. Days we skipped to gather our thoughts because giving up was the only thing in mind. Days when pep talk from peers became the only motivation of graduation. All those days were worth it since they all meant us being here now together. Be proud of yourself, you worked very hard, and don't forget to thank those who helped you along the way, especially our parents, for all the support and sacrifice they made for us. Know that no matter what you decide after you leave here today, know that all you learned wasn't in vain. Use it to your advantage, correct future mistakes, and continue on your journey of success with grand pride. Congratulations, class of 2015.
time, we will have a musical selection from the Mays Concert Chorale, directed by Miss Sarah Ruff. Please welcome Mr. Reed back to the stage.
To the Honorable Dr. Lawrence Feldman, Vice Chair, Miami-Dade County Public School Board, Dr. Alberto Carvalho, Superintendent of Schools, Ms. Valentina Brown, Deputy Superintendent, Ms. Barbara Mendizabal, South Region Superintendent, the Mays Alumni Association, and other distinguished platform guests, ladies and gentlemen, and finally, to the class of 2015. Good evening. I stand before you today to tell the story of the class of 2015 and ultimately the birth of Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. You see, it's a story that few people know, and it's a story that's deeply rooted in the American dream. The creed of the American dream says that if you dream big, work hard, and do the right thing, you can live the dream. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me be the first to tell you that the American dream is alive and well at Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. About 4 years ago, on Saturday, August 22nd, 2010, at approximately 10 a.m., Ms. Valentina Brown paid a visit to Mays and told me that she had been discussing the possibility of Mays becoming a high school again with the Mays Alumni Association, school board member Dr. Feldman, and Dr. Carvalho. She asked me to write a research-based concept paper that shows how the arts has improved student achievement in schools across the country. My next directive was to sit down with Ms. Mendizabal and to design an arts curriculum based on an 8-period day that prepares students for 3 post-secondary options. Option number 1, preparation for college. Option number 2, preparation for work in the performing arts industry. And option number 3, a combination of preparation for both college and work and the performing arts industry. The final phase of the development of Mays Conservatory of the Arts was to secure a mega partnership to add to the instant credibility of our newly established school. As a proud alumnus of the University of Miami, I was able to secure a partnership through Dean Shelley Berg with the Frost School of Music at the University of Miami. This partnership to this day has added both resources and credibility to our program. On May 11th, 2011, our school board, under the leadership of Vice Chair Dr. Lawrence Feldman and our superintendent, Dr. Alberto Carvalho, gave an opportunity to the Goulds community that led to the birth of Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. On May 17th, 2011, 1 month after students had already been accepted to the magnet high schools of their choice, we began recruiting the class of 2015 from all the middle schools south of 152nd Avenue. At that time, recruiting these students, the class of 2015, was the most difficult professional task I ever had to do. I had nothing to sell. All I could sell is the future. It was 2011, so there was no general obligation bond yet, so I couldn't lie to them and tell them they're going to get a brand new school. There are no major renovations to the building, so the school looked like Mays Middle School. And to top it off, all the high schools in the area became A schools, and they had great sports teams. So one time we were trying to recruit a student from Ammons, and he told me, quote, "So you're telling me I should decline my acceptance to Coral Reef to go to Mays Middle School?" I said, "Yeah." He politely laughed in my face, and he walked off with his friend. He was polite, though. I am proud to say that 56% of the class of 2015 attended Mays as a middle school student, and they are known as our Imperial Rams. Now, I don't blame the thousands, and I mean thousands of students who rejected us during the first year, 2011, because to speak quite frankly, they didn't have what it took to be a student at Mays Conservatory of the Arts. You see, all they could see was Mays Middle School and could not conceptualize the idea of Mays being a conservatory of the arts. You see, the one thing that separated those students from our students, the class of 2015, is vision. The class of 2015 had the vision to look beyond Mays Middle School and see Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. Mr. John Skelly, former CEO of Pepsi and Apple Computers, said, and I quote, "The future belongs to those who see possibilities before they become obvious." 4 years ago, when the class of 2015 decided to attend Mays Conservatory of the Arts, they had the vision to see that in 2 years, Mays Conservatory of the Arts would be an A school. Okay, you can clap on that. 4 years ago, the class of 2015 had the vision to see that Mays Conservatory of the Arts would receive national recognition from the Magnet Schools of America for being a National School of Excellence in 2014 and a National School of Distinction in 2015. 4 years ago, the class of 2015 had the vision to see that Mays Conservatory of the Arts would prepare them to get accepted into 60 different colleges and universities across America and receive $1.2 million in scholarship offers. Not bad for a class of 74 students. Ladies and gentlemen, our graduates and the original settlers of the original 13 colonies of America have one thing in common, and that's vision. Vision is a skill that usually takes time and experience to develop. I find it to be incredible that 4 years ago, the class of 2015 had the same vision of what Mays Conservatory of the Arts would be that Dr. Feldman, Dr. Carvalho, Ms. Brown, and the Mays Alumni Association had with regards to the future of Mays. Graduates, I challenge you to focus on improving your vision. For the next phase of your life, sometimes your vision gets a little blurry. Here are 4 quick tips that can help you improve your vision for the next phase of your lives. Tip number 1 are remember. You must always remember your goals. Remember your purpose. Remember who you are. Remember, you are a graduate of Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts, and you are destined for greatness. When you keep your goals in front of you and you are constantly reminded of your dreams, you are less likely to falter on the path to success. Tip number 2, A for ask. Ask questions. If you don't know something, it's okay to ask questions. The French anthropologist and father of modern anthropology, Claude Levi-Strauss, said this about asking questions. The wise man doesn't give the right answer. He poses the right questions. Tip number 3, M for morality. At all times, do the right thing for the right reasons. American writer Henry David Thoreau said, and I quote, "Aim above morality. Be not simply good, be good for something." The great pacifist Mahatma Gandhi stated, "Morality is the basis of things, and truth is the substance of all morality." Tip number 4, S, stay the course. During the next phase of your life, you'll face challenges that impair your vision. In times like these, you must stay on track. Or in the words of that old spiritual, hold on to God's unchanging hand when things get difficult. The bottom line is to never quit or never give up. When you take the first letter in each of these 4 tips, it spells the word RAMS. R, remember. A, ask questions. M, morality. S, stay the course. Use RAMS to maintain and improve your vision. So in conclusion, you, the class of 2015 of Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts, are visionaries, unlike any in Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Your vision enabled you to see the greatness of Mays long before anyone else. You saw that this school was going to earn an A in 2 years. You saw this school receiving national recognition from Magnet Schools of America, and you saw yourself 4 years ago receiving $1.2 million in scholarship offers and being accepted into 60 different universities that are outstanding in America. No matter what I do, no matter where I go in my career, the greatest highlight of my career will be your principal. Thank you. I love you all. Give back to the school.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. We will now have another musical selection from the Mays Concert Chorale, being directed by Ms. Rowe. Ruff, and the Mays Concert Chorale. At this time, we'll ask Brandon and Ernisha to join their classmates. Administrators and distinguished guests, please join us for the presentation of the diplomas. I take great pride in presenting to you the inaugural diploma candidates of Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. Present the summa cum laude students, the top 5% of our graduating class. Catherine Villalonga. Katie Batchelder, Jessica Casada, Roshan Laurent, Torianne Holness, Winnie Rojas, Maya DeBose, Martin Bocio, Rodrigo Lorenas, Brianna Everett, Madeline Yedo, Lillian Constantine, Ernisha Dorvalis, I will now present the magna cum laude students, the top 10% of our graduating class. Cedric Latham, Montserrat Ortiz Vasquez, Frankie Augusto, Nicole Bajarona, Brandon Coffey, Shira Dukes, Amanda Robles, Ashley Chacon, Brandon Juarez, Tatiana Quinones, Jency St. Joe, Crystal Irvise, Daniela Williamson, Gustavo De La Hoz, Vanessa Fleitis, Jose Garcia, Jawan Johnson Collins, Carla Morel, Christian Pineda, O'Shane Quinley, Irv Rickelm, Adrian Rodriguez, Kevin Scholes, Yader Silva, Alexis Toledo, Catherine Zamora, Quincy Bass, Blandine Sherry, Aijalon Covington, Ruben Dixon, Tiffany Martinez, Tavares McKenzie, Jamisha Pittman, Helen Rios, Leslie Rivera, Natalia Santana, Antoinette Scott, Anais Suarez, Davin Thompson, Enrique Villacreses, Maria Dunn, Caleb Fernandez, Marley Gainza, Stephen Gonzalez, Kevin Weisel, Tasha Lau, Ronnie Martinez, Brandon May, Brittany Maycock, Christina McFarland, Roberto Murillo, Jasmine Olvini, Alex Pies, Shayla Palmer, Dana Roberts, Giovanni Troche, Crystal Zakara, Mr. Reed,
We have now reached the time when the class of 2015 is ready to enter the world of graduates and become official alumni of Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. Class of 2015, please stand. By the powers vested in me as principal of Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts, by the state of Florida, and by the Miami-Dade County Public School Board, I now certify you as graduates of Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts, and hereby authorize you to move your tassels from right to left. At this time, please rise and welcome back Ms. Ruff and the Mays Concert Chorale as they lead us for the very first time in singing our alma mater. I would like to thank everyone for being here to help celebrate the inaugural commencement ceremony for Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts. These young men and women have made us proud, and I am confident that the future of our world is in capable and caring hands. Now, last but certainly not least, class of 2015, you are a part of yet another first. You are officially the first members of the Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts alumni. Congratulations once again, class of 2015. As we rise for the recessional, we ask that everyone remain standing and in place until all of our graduates have exited the auditorium. Thank you and have a great evening.